Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey. Thanks once again for tuning into my channel. I realised that I was trying to go through my list of videos and I'm like, I don't think I've done one of my artist series in a little while. I had a look and the last one I did was about 2 weeks ago. So I thought, I need to do another one. I need to do one of my artist series. This is episode number 20. So I've done quite a few of these. Obviously, if you haven't watched any of these before or you're new to the channel, you like original art, check out my playlist of my artist series. Obviously, there'll be 19 previous episodes apart from this one, which will make it number 20. But yeah, I was sort of looking through my folders and I'm like, I'm trying to do a plan of attack where, maybe I should do like a well-known artist or a very popular artist, and then maybe a lesser-known artist or one that maybe some people have never heard of, and sort of alternate them a bit. And I'm looking through it, I'm like, oh no, maybe I'll just grab a folder and I'll okay, I've done that artist, and then just automatically go to the next one so I can actually complete, a folder at a time. And then I went, it's about time I sort of showed this piece. Some people in the community may have seen it, but obviously not everybody would have seen it. The name, Mico Suayan, is very, very well known in especially the YouTube comic community. He does, usually when I do these artist series, I say, he's known for doing this in DC or Marvel or independent, or he's done this character or that character and things like that. Most people that are going to watch this know who Mico is. He's very well known, obviously, for doing a lot of exclusives with Big Time Collectibles, who is a sponsor of Mark, Legion of Comics channel. I'm pretty sure he'd do a lot of exclusives for a lot of other companies. But obviously, yeah, Big Time Collectibles is very well known, obviously in the YouTube community, and Mico does a lot of exclusives for them. So, but pretty much the story behind this particular piece is that there was, obviously, I'm from Melbourne in Australia. The next state to the west is South Australia. I know that sounds a bit weird, to the west and it's South Australia, but that's what it is. Their main city is Adelaide, and you may have heard me mention before that one of our big conventions is Supernova Expo. Now, obviously, I've mentioned before as well, they generally have them in each of the main cities throughout the year. They do one per major city per year. Now, generally I'd say November, because sometimes it's early, sometimes mid, sometimes late. They will do Adelaide, and I think it might be Perth straight after that, which is in Western Australia. Because they do them in pairs generally, or Supernova does anyway. So they'll do one weekend, will be one state, one main city, and then obviously the following weekend will be the following main city in a different state. So it was probably, I'm trying to remember, probably maybe 4, 5, maybe even 6 years running. The Supernova in Adelaide is generally, as I said, is usually around November time. So me and my better half will generally do the drive over, make it, like more of a sort of mini holiday sort of thing. So obviously the convention's only on the weekends, so the Saturday and Sunday. We will generally drive over there, which is about anywhere between 8 to 9 hours, depending on how many times you stop and all that sort of stuff. But you say 8.5 hour drive, pretty much. We did that, as I said, 4, 5, maybe even 6 years running. We did that. So in this particular instance, we drove over, and they had released the names of the artists. They usually leave the artists almost till last sometimes. Sometimes really early they'll announce it, sometimes really late. But yeah, with this one it was, probably about a month, maybe a month and a half beforehand, before the actual show itself, that we saw the names that were released. And Mico was on that list. Now, I had only just heard about Mico at this time, and this was in 2016, so we're talking 6 years ago. So yeah, I'd only just seen a little bit of his work. I think at that time he was doing more, I think, independent work. I don't think he was doing, because I think he'd worked on, I think maybe Bloodshot or Ninjak or some Valiant titles or something like that. He was more known for that. He didn't really break into the Marvel DC fully. I think he'd done some work, but not a lot. Yeah, I saw him that he was coming, and I was like, I looked at some of his previous work and went, this guy is absolutely awesome, an artist. I had to try and get a piece, an original art piece. Obviously, me being a commission guy, I wanted to get a commission. I contacted Mico directly. Took a little while to sort of get a hold of him and things like that. I was able to get a hold of him. He said he was more than happy to do it, and to set it up through his rep at the time, who's Court from, I think it's Comic Con Art. I don't know whether Mico's still repped by him or not, but at that time he was repped by Comic Con Art. So yeah, everything was set up, everything was good. I paid the money, and Mico said, yep, I'll get it done, everything like that. Got to the actual convention, and you know, pretty much went to him straight away. And mine, I think, was the only piece. He'd gotten about 10 or 15 requests. I think mine was about the only one he got done before the show. Everybody else either had to get it done during the show or had to wait till later to actually get it. So I was very, very lucky. In hindsight, and you'll see by the piece, there was a few different options. I went for minimal background. I think I should have gone for full background, but it was just that little bit extra money that I didn't have. But yeah, I'm still absolutely blown away by the piece that he's done for me. I've now waffled on for a whole entire almost 8 minutes. Let's just show the piece. So, and of course, 2016 was around the time that I started me Spidey only, so I had to get a Spidey. And there it is. So he's almost made it like it was a cover or a page, because he's written Spider-Man up the top and signed it up the top like they do. It's actually on, yeah, it's actually on Marvel comic board paper. But yeah, just an absolute gorgeous piece. As I said, there's a lot of white, but still, like, the amount of detail that Mico puts in, like even on the building, just the amount of detail on that he's put in that. Obviously all the, on Spidey himself. Just an absolutely gorgeous piece. Like, yeah, as I said, there's a lot of white around here, and I wish I had gone for full background, but I can't knock that I have an original. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So there it is. So that is it for this particular episode. Obviously, I know a lot of people love Mico in the community. Hope you enjoy the piece. Hope you enjoy the video. Hopefully you can... I know most people are just going to go till I get to the end just to have a look at the piece. But yeah, if you do watch the whole video, I do greatly appreciate it. But yeah, that's it for this video. As I said, please don't forget, hit the like, give me a comment, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.